Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, why is my stomach getting leaner, but that little pouch at the bottom refuses to shift? You're eating healthier, you're exercising, scale weight might even be going down, yet that little pouch of lower belly fat won't disappear no matter how hard you try. Well, here's the first thing you want to know. It's probably not because you're doing things terribly wrong, it's because stubborn belly fat behaves differently. So if I woke up tomorrow with stubborn belly fat that I wanted to get rid of, here is exactly what I would do every single day to give myself the best chance at losing it. Firstly, you want to stop trying to burn lower belly fat directly, because despite what thousands of YouTube workouts seem to claim, no matter how many endless sit-ups, crunches and silly Russian twists that you do, you aren't going to be able to target that lower pouch by doing so. You can build muscle underneath, of course. You can build a strong set of abs which will make them more prominent. However, body fat will come off according to your genetics, your hormones, your age and different variables, which will mean it'll distribute from different parts at different times. Best analogy I always say for this is think of your body like a swimming pool. You can't just take water out from one corner. The entire level has to come down equally, and that's exactly how body fat works. For the majority of people, that lower stomach is the final place to go, and understanding that changes everything. Instead of focusing on doing loads of endless crunches a day and getting yourself frustrated, I'd focus on a few of the things that actually move the needle instead. The first thing that I'd do is make sure that you're in a small calorie deficit. Nothing extreme, you don't need to starve yourself, you certainly don't need to cut carbs, just eating in a calorie deficit consistently, day in, day out. Yes, that means 7 days a week, because without that calorie deficit, no amounts of cardio, ab workouts or anything is going to get you in shape. I hope you didn't come to this video thinking I've got some stubborn belly fat hack for you, some secret drink that's going to instantly get you a six-pack, because that's not the case. The second thing that I would make sure you're prioritizing is protein. Every single day you want to prioritize a good daily intake, because protein is what's going to make you feel fuller for longer. It helps preserving muscle while losing body fat, and because having more muscle means you'll burn more calories at rest than having fat will. Maintaining it helps keep your metabolism healthier during a diet. I'd aim for about 1 to 1.5 grams of protein per pound of body weight, and I would spread it equally throughout 3 or 4 meals per day. You don't need to go to TikTok and make some crazy recipe ideas. Just think simple. Chicken, eggs, yogurt, lean beef, fish. These are all great protein sources you can have. Next, I would walk a lot. This might surprise you, but if you want that stubborn lower belly fat gone, I would not spend hours doing loads of HIIT cardio, group exercise classes or anything like that. I would simply make walking a non-negotiable every single day. Aiming for around 8k to 12k steps per day is going to burn calories, reduce stress, help recovery, and it's also sustainable for you to do almost every single day if you make the time for it. And the best fat loss plan is actually the one that you're going to be able to stick to. And walking wins because everyone can keep doing it. I would then make sure that I'm lifting weights at least 3 or 4 times a week. Why? Because the goal isn't just to lose as much weight as possible. The goal is to lose body fat, and there's a big difference between weight and body fat. If you only focus on losing weight, you can end up smaller but softer. Resistance training is what will tell your body to keep hold of the muscle, if not build more, which means the weight that you lose will come from body fat instead. To get yourself in a good 3 or 4 day routine, if you comment down below 3 or 4 day, depending on what you can do, I will give you a free workout plan to follow. Here's something that nobody talks about though when it comes to burning stubborn belly fat. This is sleep. If I had stubborn lower belly fat, I would protect my sleep, because poor sleep doesn't just make you more tired, it makes you more hungry. It increases your cravings throughout the day. It of course impacts your recovery, and it'll often lead to you overeating on calories without even noticing it. Prioritizing sleep is one of the most underrated fat loss tools you can have. I would also try and keep your stress under control as best possible, because when stress stays high for weeks or even months, everything becomes harder. More likely to snack, you'll skip workouts, you'll sleep poorly, and then you'll end up losing motivation. Stress won't just magically make you store body fat like people seem to claim. Stress will change behaviors that absolutely affect your fat loss. That's why I try and make time for something every day to take your mind off things. Whether that be a walk outside, reading, meditation, journaling, breathing exercises, going to a sauna or spa, anything that helps you to switch off. Now let's talk about a mistake that people make when trying to get rid of that lower belly fat. They change everything at once. Cut carbs, they quit sugar, they start exercising 7 days a week, they do fasting, they try keto, and then after 2 weeks they're exhausted, they quit. Instead, I would make your routine almost seem boring, because boring routines are repeatable. It might sound shit in the short term, sticking to the same food groups, But if you find a method that works, rinse and repeat it for a few weeks and then tell me what your results are looking like. Whereas if you're constantly chopping and changing, doing different routines and different days to keep things exciting, you're gonna end up hitting a roadblock. The best people who succeed aren't from following secret methods. They're repeating the boring, monotonous habits day in, day out for months at a time. Here's another thing that I would remind myself. Progress isn't always visible week to week, especially with stubborn belly fat. Sometimes your face gets leaner and sometimes your waist shrinks before your stomach does. This doesn't mean your plan isn't working. It means that your body fat's just losing in its own order that you can't control. So focus on the process and not just the outcome. And if I really wanted to stay motivated on blitzing the lower belly fat, I'd stop relying on motivation altogether. Instead, build systems that fit into your life, like meal prep, a consistent shopping list, workout times scheduled in your diary like they're an appointment, walking on a morning or after dinner, protein with every meal, daily scale weight measurements. Systems like that are what remove decision making and will remove noise around your brain. When you remove decisions, consistency becomes easier. So here is what a good structure of a day could look like if you were trying to get rid of that stubborn belly fat. So wake up and begin your day with a high protein breakfast. Go for a short walk in the morning. Follow some form of training structure and hit a workout. Give yourself a step target between 8 to 12k. Stay in a moderate calorie deficit. Drink plenty of water. Prioritize whole foods. Get enough protein. Sleep 7 to 9 hours and then repeat that tomorrow. Not because it's a monk mode to get in shape, because it's something consistent that over time will stack up and get you results. Will doing that routine shift lower belly fat in 7 days? No. Will it flatten your stomach by the weekend? Probably not. But if you keep repeating these habits for months, you'll put yourself in the best position to get rid of stubborn belly fat. Sometimes with the lower belly fat, you have to get a little bit more accurate with things. You might have shifted a good amount of weight dieting beforehand, but to get to that next level, you have to do something you've not done. So maybe it's time to get a little bit more consistent with that calorie tracking. Maybe it's time to increase the intensity of your workouts. Maybe it's time to bump up another extra 1,000 steps per day. And if you found this video helpful, please drop a like, hit a subscribe. I'm here to help you on your fitness journey in the best way I possibly can. Any questions you've got at all related to your fitness journey, drop them in the comment section down below.